I bet you didn't know how eggs really impact your heart health. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more insights. So what's the real truth hiding behind the headlines? Are eggs really the dietary devil some make them out to be? Or are they the unsung heroes of our breakfast plates? Well, let me tell you, the egg has been at the center of a medical mystery for decades. From the early days of nutrition science to the latest research, eggs have always been a hot topic. One minute it's a nutritional villain, the next it's a health hero. Confusing, right? It's like the egg is playing a game of dietary hide and seek with us. Don't worry, I'm here to clear things up. We're going to dive deep into the science, the myths and the facts surrounding this humble food. We're going to crack the case wide open and get to the bottom of this excellent enigma. So let's start with the basics. For years, eggs were demonized for their cholesterol content. The fear was that eating eggs would skyrocket your cholesterol levels and lead to heart disease. People would avoid them like the plague, convinced that one bite would send their arteries into a frenzy. But hold on, the story doesn't end there. Things aren't always as they seem, especially in the world of nutrition. Newer studies have shown that the cholesterol in eggs doesn't have the same impact on blood cholesterol as once thought. Turns out this little breakfast staple might be more misunderstood than a comedian at a funeral. The real culprit behind high cholesterol is often saturated and trans fats, not the dietary cholesterol found in eggs. The truth is, the egg is packed with essential nutrients. It's a powerhouse of nutrition that can fit into a healthy diet. We're talking about high-quality protein, vitamins like B12 and choline, minerals, and those oh-so-important antioxidants. These nutrients play crucial roles in our body, from brain health to muscle maintenance. They're like the superheroes of the food world, fighting off those pesky free radicals that can damage your cells. Antioxidants in eggs help protect your body from oxidative stress. So, are eggs a heartthrob or a heartbreaker? The answer isn't black and white. It depends on how they fit into your overall diet and lifestyle. Stick with me, and we'll separate the facts from the fiction and finally solve this dietary dilemma. We'll look at the latest research, talk to experts, and maybe even bust a few myths along the way. Get ready to learn about the incredible edible egg. Whether you're a fan of scrambled, poached, or sunny side up, there's a lot more to this versatile food than meets the eye. Remember when we thought all cholesterol was bad? Yeah, good times. Back then, it seemed like the simplest solution to a complex problem. Just avoid cholesterol and you'd be fine, right? Turns out it's a bit more complicated than that. The more we learn, the more we realize how intricate the body's systems truly are. You see, there's this thing called dietary cholesterol, the kind you eat, and then there's blood cholesterol, the kind that cruises around in your bloodstream. They might sound similar, but they play very different roles in our health. And while they might sound like distant cousins, their relationship is a bit more nuanced. It's like comparing apples to oranges. Both are fruits, but they have distinct characteristics and effects. For years, the fear was that eating cholesterol-rich foods, like our friend the egg, would directly translate to higher cholesterol levels in our blood, clogging up our arteries and putting our hearts at risk. This belief led to widespread dietary changes and a lot of confusion. Makes sense on the surface, right? If you consume something, it should show up in your system. But the human body is far more complex than a simple cause and effect scenario. But like a good plot twist, the body likes to keep us guessing. Just when we think we've figured it out, new research comes along to challenge our assumptions. Here's the thing. Our bodies produce cholesterol naturally. In fact, the liver is a cholesterol factory, churning out this essential substance to keep us functioning. It's essential for building cells, producing hormones, and a whole bunch of other vital functions. Without cholesterol, our bodies wouldn't be able to perform many of the tasks that keep us alive and healthy. And while dietary cholesterol does play a role, it's not the only factor influencing our blood cholesterol levels. The body has a remarkable ability to balance its own cholesterol production based on what we eat. Factors like genetics, exercise, and overall diet play a much bigger role in that cholesterol drama than we initially thought. Your genetic makeup can determine how your body processes and manages cholesterol, making it a unique experience for everyone. So, while those sunny-side-up eggs might contribute some dietary cholesterol, it's not necessarily the villain it was made out to be. In moderation, and as part of a balanced diet, they can be enjoyed without fear. The key is understanding the bigger picture and making informed choices. Okay, let's travel back in time for a bit, back to the 1960s. Picture this: bell-bottoms, lava lamps, and a scientist named Ancel Keys changing the way we viewed fat and cholesterol forever. See, Ancel Keys was a pretty big deal in the nutrition world. He conducted something called the 7 Countries Study, which found a correlation between saturated fat intake and heart disease. This study was groundbreaking at the time and sent shockwaves through the medical community. Now, this study had its limitations like any pioneering research. It was observational and couldn't prove causation, but it became the cornerstone of dietary recommendations for decades. The problem? Eggs, with their cholesterol content, got lumped in with saturated fat and labelled as public enemy #1 for heart health. The lipid hypothesis, as it was called, became the gospel truth, and eggs were banished from breakfast plates worldwide. People were trading in their omelettes for dry toast and cereal, all in the name of heart health. Talk about a raw deal for the humble egg. Families who once enjoyed hearty breakfasts now faced bland, uninspiring meals. But here's the thing about science: it's constantly evolving. New research emerges, challenging old paradigms and making us rethink everything we thought we knew. And in the case of eggs and heart health, the tides are about to turn. Over the years, more nuanced studies began to surface, questioning the vilification of eggs. Researchers started to understand that dietary cholesterol didn't impact blood cholesterol levels as much as previously thought. The humble egg, once shunned, was making a comeback. Nutritionists and scientists began to advocate for a more balanced view, recognizing the nutritional benefits of eggs, such as high-quality protein and essential vitamins. The narrative was shifting, and people started to reintroduce eggs into their diets, enjoying them without the guilt that had plagued previous generations. The story of eggs is a testament to the ever-evolving nature of science and nutrition, reminding us to stay open-minded and adaptable as new information comes to light. Fast forward a few decades, and the scientific community starts singing a different tune. New research emerges, challenging the demonization of eggs and shedding light on their true impact on our hearts. One such study, the Rotterdam study, followed over 4,000 participants for a whopping 20 years. The results? Eating up to 1 egg per day was not associated with an increased risk of heart disease. In fact, some studies even suggested that moderate egg consumption might actually be protective against stroke. And then there's the French paradox. You know, the fact that the French have relatively low rates of heart disease despite indulging in buttery croissants and cheese-laden delights? Well, it turns out they also happen to consume a fair amount of eggs. Coincidence? Maybe not. These studies, along with a growing body of evidence, suggest that moderate egg consumption doesn't spell doom for your heart. In fact, they might even offer some surprising health benefits. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more content.